You gotta stop hurting people's hearts, feelings, and emotions. Hey besties, so I decided to record this video because my wife and I have seen a lot of videos of people basically saying that they do not believe that being gay is godlike, and they were on this journey of self-discovery, and then they left being gay, and now they're married to the opposite sex and things of that nature. And I just wanted to kind of give my take on it and have a conversation with you guys about how you all feel about it. But we're going to start this by saying I am happily married. Okay? I feel like God sent me my wife as my wife feels like God sent her me. So, this by no means has anything to do with what is going on in my life. So I'm just speaking about the broad of videos that I've seen in regards to this. I wrote some notes down, so if you catch me looking down, I'm looking at my phone, I promise. Anyways, there is a difference between I was exploring the lady fountain or the male fountain, and that just wasn't for me, and this isn't God's will, so now I'm done. There's differences. There's a line, there's a difference. When you are exploring same-sex relationships, you are just doing that, exploring it. So I'm hoping that you are upfront and honest with the person that you're exploring it with, to let them know, hey, I'm kind of exploring this. I don't know if this is for me, but I'm going to see what happens. Versus now you've been in a relationship with 6 months to a year, 2 years, 3 years with the person of the same sex, and then you wake up one day and all of a sudden you're like, I can't do this no more. I'm good. I'm going to just leave you here. See, that mentality right there is where people are getting hurt. People are having a lot of things that's going to trigger them, a lot of things that needs to be healed. And I know I've seen a lot of people saying, I only want my person to come to me fully healed and all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, coming to somebody fully healed is kind of not going to happen, because we've all been through something. The only way that you're going to get somebody who is fully healed is if they have never been through anything. Just saying. But back to topic. But here are my issues with the whole, I woke up today and all of a sudden now I feel like this isn't God's will for me, so I gotta go. First of all, you knew before you entered the lady pond, the male pond, the same-sex pond, that you felt that way from the jump. So why drink from the fountain and put somebody else's heart into your mess? Because that's what it is, mess. I don't like people saying that God doesn't love gay people. And let's think about it. Even when you go to church and things of that nature, they tell you God made you in his image. God knew you before you knew you. So don't you think that God knew that I was going to be gay before I knew I was going to be gay? So of course he loves me. Of course. Just saying. And then it is the lack of accountability and the complete disregard of somebody's feelings, emotions, and people just thinking that it's a game, and it's really not. Like, it's not a game. People really get hurt behind decisions like that, especially when there is no communication leading up to. We as humans, and even as people, owe it to whoever we are dealing with to, one, be upfront and honest with them, and then two, to tell them when feelings change. You owe it to them. Because again, if you are saying, hey, I want to talk to you, I want to date you, I want to get to know you on that level, then you are right there writing a non verbalized agreement that, hey, if my feelings for you change, I will let you know so we can have a conversation about it so we can then determine where to go from here. Even if it's y'all breaking up, at least that person is able to get closure from that relationship. And that person is able to know, hey, it wasn't anything that I did. She just didn't want this no more. He just didn't want this anymore. Just like you would expect to be done in a heterosexual relationship. And I will say from experience, that has happened to my wife. And I came into my wife's life and helped her heal through her traumas, heal through the heartbreak, to finally be where we are, happily married and in love, and for her to know that she is worth it. She is worth having love, having someone who is going to ride for her no matter what. She is worth it. But trust me when I tell you, she ain't always felt like that. We had to work together to put that back together again, to rebuild her self-confidence enough to know her self-worth. And that is not easy to do. But when you love somebody, you'll do whatever you got to do for them. So, I mean, honestly, y'all, I pretty much said everything I was gonna say. I had wrote the whole thing down, and honestly, that was that. But I really just want people to really understand that gay relationships, marriages, two mom, two dad families are just as blessed by God as straight couples with kids, straight couples in relationships and marriages. I want people to stop interpreting the Bible to reflect what they want it to reflect, because let's remember, y'all, we don't even really know what the real Bible that was written in Hebrew said because we can't read Hebrew. Have you ever seen it? Did they? I mean, they didn't have Google Translate back then, but I mean, let's be real. Everybody was interpreting the Bible in a way that they felt like this is what God was saying. But we don't know because we weren't there when the Bible was written. I wasn't there. You weren't there. The New King James Version wasn't there, and King James himself wasn't there. So, hello? NIV. Wasn't nobody there to interpret that. But these are the versions of the Bible that are in front of us today. So before you jump into the lady pond because the men have given you a run for your money and you ready for something different, or before you jump into the men pond because ladies are doing too much for you and that's not what you need anymore, have a conversation with the person that you're wanting to talk to, because you have got to stop hurting their hearts, their feelings, and taking their emotions for granted. It's not fair to them. You wouldn't want anybody doing it to you, so why do it to somebody else? And also, for those heavy Bible thumpers out there that's going to be in these comments quoting scriptures and telling me this and telling me that, understand this. God says love everybody the way that he loves us. You can't say you love God and you have never met God, but then say you hate me or you dislike me because I'm gay. Doesn't work. Not at all. Life would be a whole lot easier if everybody just minds the business that pays them. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Mind your business. Somebody doing something you don't like, You don't have to say it. You ain't got to put it out there. You ain't even got to make a fake page to comment. You ain't got to comment. You ain't got to say nothing. Either don't watch the video if it's on social media, or block them if there's somebody that you know, your family member or whatever the case may be. You block them and focus on yourself, because a lot of people think just because they are gay that their life just got hard because they were gay. No, boo, your life was gonna be hard anyway. Life is gonna life regardless of who you with, whether you by yourself or you with somebody. Life is gonna life. Now the test behind lifing is, how are you going to get through this with said person, or are you going to jump ship and go back to what is common because that's what you feel like you should do, when in the meantime, in between time, God is really testing you and the person that you are with to even see if y'all can be together, or to even show you that he put y'all together for a reason. So again, before y'all think of this whole I was gay but now I feel like it's ungodly, please think about the people that you are about to attach yourself to that is of the gay community, who actually believes in marrying a woman or marrying another man. Think about their feelings before you go off and do something that you shouldn't do. And also take accountability and apologize if you do it. The apology goes a long way. Closure goes a long way. See y'all in the next one.